Hey everybody, welcome back. It is me, Luke Mick, here once again, and this is my review for the new horror flick, Oculus. So Oculus is centered around a brother and sister, and this brother and sister have a very kind of weird and estranged past with this evil mirror. Now this evil mirror did some pretty bad things to them when they were younger kids. Unfortunately, the younger brother took the fall for the mirror's actions, was sent to a mental institution, and came out 10 or 15 years later, and his sister approached him and said, "We made a promise together to figure out what happened." So they find the mirror in an auction, they bring the mirror to their old house, and they're gonna get ready to destroy it. But this mirror is smart. It can defend itself, and it won't take no for an answer. That was very weird. But this mirror can also make them see things that aren't real. It's kind of like there are two realities, and they can never really know which one is which. So they can do some pretty messed up stuff and not realize what they're actually doing. Now this movie was something that I didn't think looked that great. Judging by the trailer just didn't do it for me, but then I saw the reviews and I was like, okay, maybe it's gonna be pretty good, and I gotta say, I did like this movie. It was very inventive. I can honestly say that I haven't seen anything quite like it. The mirror scenes were done very well. Pretty much every scene is a mirror scene, but what I mean to say is the storytelling I thought was excellent, because you'd have parts of the movie in the present, and then other parts of the movie were in their past when they were young children, and I thought it did a very good job of sort of revealing information in good amounts in each different kind of time frame, you could say. And another thing I gotta say about this movie that is actually really good is the acting and the characters. I actually believed these characters. I thought they were very likable, and they were actually really good in the role, the actors were. So props, guys. You were some of the best actors I've seen in a horror movie recently, that is, so that's really good. But yeah, like I said, the storytelling I thought was really good. It had a nice, smooth way of telling you what was happening using the two different time frames. So I thought that was really cool. But some things that I didn't really like about the movie too much were, I didn't think it was that scary. I know I say that a lot about horror movies that come out. I say that a lot in my horror movie reviews, but it just didn't really scare me that much. There were scenes that I would say were kind of disturbing and a little weird, but for the most part it didn't really get me. There weren't many jump scares that got me. And another thing I'm going to say is that there are some scenes, towards the end of the movie especially, where, like I said, the mirror can play tricks on the people's minds and make them see things that aren't really there, and some parts got really kind of confusing and a little too convoluted, I think, in my opinion, because you'd have one scene in the present with the brother when he's, he's older, when he's an adult, and then he'd look over and you'd see his sister when she was a young girl, and he'd be back in the part like in his past where he was being attacked by his father, and then it would like shoot to the next scene with the girl and she'd be looking at the younger brother, and I just thought it got really kind of confusing for not much of a reason, and they didn't really explain it. So those are really my only beefs with the movie, but other than that, I thought it was a very inventive new horror movie. I don't think they need to make a franchise out of it, because I think the first one here is just good enough on its own. So I'm going to give it 3.5 out of 5 stars. I almost started signing out, so now I'm going to sign out. This is Luke Mick signing off. Please subscribe, don't mind me, and this is my YouTube channel.